very important to prepare one speech before making the actual presentation. Good preparation will ensure that you have thought carefully about the messages that you want to communicate in your presentation. So in this video, we are going to talk about preparing and delivering a speech. First, we need to be knowledgeable about the subject matter. Before you deliver your speech, you must know what are you talking about. And make sure that something you experience in your life is connected with the topic. Because according to Deborah Austin, you must be sure that you know the content inside and out so that you can appear competent and professional. As a result, being able to understand things and perform tasks can make you feel confident and good about yourself. You can gain knowledge about the topic through study and skill by applying of what you have learned. So, look at this video. As you can see, he is reading books as a reference. You can also use an internet or you can watch an educational videos about your topic.
Number 2. Know your audience. Before you present, you need to conduct some research on your audience demographics and their interests. If you are presenting at work, it will be easier as you will know all or the majority of the people. If you are presenting before an unknown audience, attempt to do some research on the people who will be there in terms of their gender, age, interests, and professions. This will assist you in crafting your speech to connect with the audience, and it requires you to create or to deliver a speech according to your essay. Example, your audience are the professional doctors. You need to deliver a speech that will relate to them. Another example, what if your audience are the children and their topic? No.
Have a good introduction. Introduction is must. The speaker's introduction should be convincing to the audience so that the speech will be relevant and useful. But many speakers ignore this step before they present. They usually say it's like this. Hi, my name is Jamie. Have a good day, everyone. Actually, I'm so glad and 2 months passed. They hadn't said anything interesting. Also, I'm excited to share this speech to you guys. Now your audience is on their own.
The number 4 way is to know the image that you want to convey. It is important to know the image that you want to convey, the way you look, especially in terms of your attire, can act as a distraction to your message if it disconnects you from your audience like this. Our society is changing day by day, making us to forget the word respect, which nowadays no one is able to find in their dictionary. It has 2 factors, the rational and emotional, and there is no disputing between them, and sometimes they are the central to the message. Rational is the cold hard fact of the message, but how do we make the people remember and feel a personal connection with them? Without a personal connection with the audience, the words are dull and common. Emotion gives persuasive results, and it has a potential to change the people's behaviors. By using the right words, it will increase your presentation and the results will be good.
Number 5. Make contact with your host in advance. Talking to your host in advance is really beneficial. It will help you to know the background of a certain topic so that you will be specific in every detail you gather. It will broaden your concept, and you must also gather information ahead of time so you still have time to prepare. Generate ideas in advance so you are ready to present properly without hassle and hesitation.
Giving a public statement, prepare proper statement in detail so that it can be understood by the audience easily. But it has a problem, that interference, and that is the giving time for you to speak to be able to express properly. You must summarize your statement and use shortened words, also practice with attached time so that you can express what you want to say. Timing your speech can make your presentation not dull or boring, so we should prepare it.
Know your practical strategies for success. Before presentation, know what are some strategies that you can use to ensure a successful speech. For example, for the event where you'll be speaking, will you have direction printed out in advance so that you are not late? How many days advance will your hands out be to pay so you are not left scrambling at the last minutes? Look at this video. Before your speech, think of and make a list of practical things that you can do to ensure success.
The next one will be to visualize your success. Thinking about how everything's gonna be worth it at the end of the day is a must. Because despite all those fears, anxieties, and doubts, you manage to execute all those things needed, just like this video. Always be reminded that you should master your content and the way that you are going to deliver it in front of the audience. Are you wondering why? Because it's one of the major components of being an effective speaker and effective communicator. And did you guys know that many speakers become so nervous rehearsing scenarios where things don't go according to the original plan? That leads to unwanted scenarios like stuttering. We all know that dead air that causes huge awkwardness. The situation. Overuse of fillers such as so, like, and a lot more is very important. So before you start with everything, think about how you are going to nail it. Visualize their claps. To summarize every single thing that I've said a while ago, just always remember that you should always have a positive mindset of visualizing success in every speech that you are going to do. Lastly, don't let fear hold you back. Put everything on the table. You can absolutely do it.
Example is deliver a performance rather than speech. It means like even if you're not confident or you're too confused about your speech, as long as your way of delivering your speech is good and also as long as you keep your audience attention, the result will always be positive like this. Our society is changing day by day, making us to forget the word respect, which nowadays no one is able to find in their dictionary.
Next is the eye contact. This is very important and helpful on delivering a speech. This is used to have a connection between the audience and the speaker. According to the website American Express, your audience is made up of individuals and you should make an effort to make eye contact with each of them. Eye contact makes a person feel personally engaged in a speech, and engaged listeners are more likely to be persuaded. Look at this video. Here is the example of eye contact. Eye contact means sincere.
Next is don't hide behind the licking. The licking scratch is structure built to conceal lockingness and shaking hands. It's a barrier between you and your audience, and you must step out from behind it. Not only will your movement keep folks from falling asleep, but they'll perceive you more open and accessible if you're out in the open rather than hiding behind a wooden barrier.
Posture matters, so look at the video. In one person showing proper posture and dresses himself properly, it shows confidence and respect. So project confidence always.
Tell a compelling story. If you're about to tell some story, it should be memorable and effective to catch the audience's attention. There are 3 keys of telling a story. The first one is invite, the second one is imagine, and the third one is influence. The first key is to invite your audience to listen on your story by asking them a question that catches their attention and make them want to know more on your story. Like this. 2 months ago, I was homeless and living out of my car. I met a man who shared with me 3 words that completely changed my life. The second key is tap into your audience's imagination. Make your audience feel like they actually on the scenario of your story.
Number 7 is about speak about what you know and care about. Passion translates into energy and authenticity, and that matters to your audience. If you are not invested and engaged on your subject, then why on earth would your audience care? Keep in your mind that the emotions pull the audience in and get them involved in the process. And if you find yourself not moved by your topic, then you should modify it until it matters to you. If you're going to invest the energy in writing and delivering a speech, it should be on a topic that is important to you. By now, I think that you're gonna notice that I didn't give you any advice about content. And that's because you should be the expert on that subject. After all, you were invited to speak because you are the go-to person in your field. But while you don't need my help in putting together your main points, using those techniques that I've shared with you will help you deliver your message in a compelling and memorable way.